welcome to Sanctuary Sunday. Sanctuary! Yes, the day where I try to cover something other than war games. And today, I'm taking a look at an expansion to Steam Rails to Riches. This is map expansion number 2. Has 3 maps: China, California 2090, and Great Britain. And it's appropriate that I'm covering the China map as 2 of my family members are trekking through China as I speak. Now, what is Steam? Well, Steam is a board game. It's Martin Wallace, Steam Rag to Riches. This is actually a kind of a development or continuation or kind of a taking a different line from its original game, Age of Steam, which is a very well-known Martin Wallace design on trains. And as with most train games, there's some track lane, there's some pick up and deliver, there's a heavy economics in here. But in this version, Steam basically, or Age of Steam, took 2 paths, or at least a couple of paths, right? It took one path, which is this game, which has 2 games. It has a basic game or base game and a standard game. The standard game, I believe, pretty much tracks the original Age of Steam, and then the basic game, or base game, I should say, is a little bit more forgiving. Not much, but a little bit more. That was one of the commentary on Age of Steam was it's a very brutal game. I mean, it's money's very tight, and bad decisions early, could lose you the game. It's one of those type of economic Euro games where if you don't know what you're doing, you're early. It's hard to catch up unless nobody knows what they're doing, right? So this Steam basically became kind of a iteration of Age of Steam, and kind of took over its place, because you still had a lot of I believe the same. I never played Age of Steam, but this pretty much plays like Age of Steam if you use the standard game. But the base game, I think, is just a little bit more forgiving, but not a whole lot. The other line of development that Age of Steam took was Railways of the World, and this became, this was by Eagle Games, as you can see there. Was a big box development, so like any Eagles games, it was all about production, right? Well, a lot about production. Big mounted map, huge mounted map, great art, but this and this had like some plastic bits, or has plastic bits, I should say, and the whole 9 yards. So those are the kind of 2 lines it took. This is actually plays quite a bit different. I don't know about quite a bit. It plays different from Age of Steam, is my understanding, and definitely plays different than Steam. But it does. They have some core concepts in there. So why would you need to have 2? Well, this one is more of your tried and true tight economic game. This one has some a little bit more flair with the plastic bits, and has some different gameplay that makes it just makes it a little bit more interesting and forgiving for people that are not diehard Euro train game fans. Played this with my family. It didn't take most of my family. They thought it was a little bit dry and boring. And this is the more exciting of the 2. So what am I looking at today? Well, I'm looking at map expansions for Steam. And one of the things about I believe for Steam is that you can use the maps from Age of Steam, and with train games, especially like your 18XX and the like. Well, 18XX games, usually the map you get is the map you have, and a whole new game will come up with the new map. With Steam, it was a little bit more modular, right? You had the base components, you have the base rules. Adding new maps really changed the gameplay, because it determined what was the different terrain, because different terrain costs different money to lay track. And you have different types of cities. The arrangement of the cities on the board is going to vary because you're trying to take some resources of one color from one city to and take it to the city of its color, right? So you got to take a red cube to a red city and so on. So let's take a look inside here and see what these maps look like. And this is another one of Kilroy's bargains. I have not played Steam in quite a while, but these maps came up in a kind of a bargain offering, and I decided, well, let's take a look at these maps. So here we have, there's a little cover sheet there, as you can see. Then we have the rules. So the China is a 2 to 4 player expansion. So you got a 3-player setup. You might change some different phases in here. Let's go a little bit in there so you can see that. So 2 pages of rules for China. Great Britain, 3 to 4 players. A little bit of change in some of the phases here. You have canals and the like. And then we have California and California 2090, 2 3-player expansions. So you really get 4 expansions in here, but 3 boards. And here's some of the setups for that. And then, let's see what we have here. This is just the cover sheet. You get some new counters here, and this is one of the key aspects of Steam, is these action tiles, because you're selecting these, and these get, I mean, the base game, I think you just use the back of them, and there's no you're really not looking at the some of the numbers or something. That it's a little bit watered down, but these are the kind of the heart of the game, is picking out these actions and doing different things. They might let you go first, or go first in a certain turn, like building track, and that might be very important if someone, might want to build track in a certain area before someone else, so that you get your track in there, and not have someone take up the opportune or the best route. We have some tokens here, so these tokens are probably unique to some of these expansions here. And of course, these are double-sided. Oh, come out pretty good. I almost knocked it out there. So then we have this maps here. I'm going to have to move some stuff out of the way, because Railways of the World is a big box. This is England, or Great Britain, I should say. So there is the map for, got a little bit of glare there, sorry about that. I'll move this up a little bit. So here is Great Britain. As you can see, you have different colored cities. The gray cities, you have to get a special action to get gray cities on the board. That's not part of they're not usually available at the beginning of the game. But then you have blue and red and purple, and there's Docker up there. So there's something about, so this is the game where you had those docks or ports to be moving stuff around. It's kind of cool. So that is Great Britain. Let's look at the back here. So the back, this is interesting. So we've got kind of a side-by-side here. So we have China over here. Excuse me. So really relatively small map here. Wuhan. It's got yellow, red, and purple. And my wife and son are in Beijing right now, having spent quite a bit of time in Yantai, where she grew up. So they were all over the place down here. It's an interesting looking map. Shanghai. Then over here we have California 2090. You've got yellow, blue, purple, and red. So you got, I think, all the primary colors, and you got the gray cities, of course. So nice mounted maps. So you get 3 maps and I guess 4 expansions, because I guess this is California and California 2090. So there you have it. This is what you get in a box, or a bag, I should say, of map expansion number 3. Get some nice counters here. Go along with it. So that is map expansion number 3. Or sorry, map expansion number 2. I'm off. I don't have map expansion number 1. This is, I think, the first of the map expansions. As I said, I haven't played Steam in a while. It is even the base game is still a little rough. So I mean, meaning brutal. If not knowing what to do, and it's got a tight economic system, and yeah, you got to. I wanted to try my family with Railways of the World first, and that didn't necessarily do so well. So I've been trying to find a Steam partner. Anyway, thank you all for stopping by. Love to know what you think about this map expansion, or Steam in general, or Railways of the World, or Age of Steam, or anything you want to talk about. Other trading games if you want to go into that subject. Anyway, thanks all. Take care. Thanks for watching.